So these are the alveoli. Or these are the alveoli. This is all of them. But alveolus would be one of them. These are air sacs. And when you breathe in, we fill them up. But where does that air go? Where's that oxygen going to go? Where do we need it? Well, the lungs need it, but our body needs it. Our whole body needs it. Our cells, all of our cells need it. So how do we get the air from these air sacs to the rest of our body? Well, we do it, first of all, through a process called diffusion. And diffusion is really just the movement of a substance from high concentration to low concentration, passing through a membrane. So if there's a high concentration of oxygen in here, we need to get the oxygen out. We got to get this out of the lungs. The oxygen, if the oxygen just stays in your lungs, it doesn't go through the rest of your body, you'll die, right? The rest of your body needs oxygen. Blood carries oxygen, and specifically red blood cells. They're the oxygen carriers in your blood. And they carry it in, they carry it, hemoglobin they carry it in blood vessels, such as arteries and veins. Now, way to remember how the direction of blood flows in arteries and veins. It's easy to remember. Arteries, away. So arteries carry blood away from the heart, always. Veins carry blood to the heart. Heart really acts as a pump. It pumps the blood through your body, so your body can get oxygen, so all your cells can get oxygen. But it starts here, though, in the lungs. So if we were to look inside one of these air sacs, we're going to look inside. To get from this air sac out, it has to go through cell membrane. And these air sacs are very, very, very small. They're very thin. They're only actually 1 cell thick. So the air goes out, diffuses through the membrane, and then it goes into small blood vessels. So these air sacs are surrounded by blood vessels. So if I think of my fingers like blood vessels, surrounded the air sac. Right? So, and those thin blood vessels are called capillaries. So it diffuses out of the air sac into the blood. So now it's in the blood vessels. And it's in the blood vessels, the red blood cells pick it up, the oxygen, and transport it to the rest of the body. And when they get to, like, your brain, which needs a lot of oxygen, they need to deliver that oxygen to the brain. So there's like a blood-brain barrier around your brain where you have these very, very small capital blood can diffuse into your brain. So you have oxygen in your brain. The oxygen has to pass through the capillaries and into your brain. And then carbon dioxide that is produced as a byproduct of cellular respiration, so it's like a waste product, has to get out. So cells, the red blood cells, are going to carry that carbon dioxide out to the lungs again, diffuse in, and then when you exhale, that carbon dioxide is released. So it's just amazing what we're looking at. So now if we look at this, one of these air sacs, we're just going to look at the membrane. We're going to magnify the membrane. So here we have a model of the cell membrane. And the main parts of the cell membrane are the phospholipids. And in this model, the balloons and the 2 strings hanging from each balloon represent phospholipids. So the balloon So here we have a model of the cell membrane. And the main parts of the cell membrane are the phospholipids. And in this model, the balloons and the 2 strings hanging from each balloon represent phospholipids.
So the balloon itself is the phosphate part, and the tails or the strings hanging represents the lipid part.
It's a good example to look at. The capillary, which breaks it also